Hi guys, I thought I'd just do a quick amateur video on how to run Casino Hold'em as a croupier. So Casino Hold'em is very similar to Texas Hold'em in a lot of certain ways. So for example, each player, including the dealer, is going to get two cards face down, which are called pocket cards, which only they get to see until everything gets revealed, just like in Texas Hold'em. And also there are ultimately going to be 5 cards in the centre, which are the community cards. And again, just like in Texas Hold'em, what the players, including the dealer, are going to do is they're going to make the best 5-card hand out of the 7 cards that are available to them. So that can be including the 2 cards that they've got in their hand. It could be including just 1 card they've got in their hand, or it could not include their hand at all and just be the 5 cards in the centre. But bear in mind that the 5 cards in the centre, all players have got those anyway. What's different as far as Casino Hold'em is concerned, though, is in Texas Hold'em, all the players are playing against each other, and there's lots of series of rounds of betting, whereas in Casino Hold'em, each of the players is only playing against the dealer, and there is essentially only 2 rounds of betting when it comes to this game here. When it comes to handing out chips, there's another video in relation to dealing with checks and chips, but in this game, the chips are going to be worth the value that's actually printed on them. You're most likely going to give the players, as they come onto the table, a large amount of 5s and then possibly some 25s as well. And if they've been doing really well during the night, they might get some higher denominations as well. But you deal with that as you see fit, and you'll obviously have your chips to give them should they win. You're going to have just a single deck of cards. You will have 2 identical decks of cards available to you, but that's just in case any of the cards in your deck get damaged or water spilt on them or anything like that. Because if that happens, then obviously that can affect the game slightly, because you're only using 1 deck of cards, and it'll just give you another deck to be able to swap those out on. But you're only going to be using 1 deck of cards when it comes to this game. What you're going to do is you're going to first of all give people the opportunity to put in what's called their anti-bets. That's their initial bet. Now, importantly, their initial bet can't be more than half of the money that they've got sitting available to them. The reason for that being is because after they've seen the first set of cards, if they decide to continue, the bet that they then have to do, their call bet, has to be matching their anti-bet. So essentially they're doubling their bet at that point. So that's why they can only start off with a maximum of half. Now, if, say, for example, they put their anti-bet in, they see their cards, they decide to continue, and then they realise that they've accidentally put in more than half, which means they then can't match it, then what you can do as a croupier is you can reduce their anti-bet down until it's low enough for them to be able to make it double. Don't take it any lower than that, and obviously don't allow them to owe you money on that side of things there, but you can reduce it down as needs be. All right, so everybody gets to put their anti-bet in. So let's say, for example, just to keep it straightforward, we all are going to start in on 20. The dealer obviously doesn't put a bet in, so you're going to have shuffled the cards. It's up to you how you shuffle the cards. There is separate details about that on another video. And when it comes to the cards here, what you're going to do is you're going to burn 1 card. You are then going to deal 1 card and then a second card to each player. And then you are going to deal flop the first 3 cards into the centre, like so. What the players will now do is they will secretly, so they're not allowed to show their cards to each other, but they will secretly look at the 2 cards that have been given to them. Dealer is not going to look at theirs just yet, and just for this video, I'll obviously flip them over so you can see, but they would be keeping this information secret. So we've got a 3 and a 5, queen and ace, and an ace and a 6. So what players will be looking at is, knowing that there are going to be 2 more cards coming out, what they think their potential is when it comes to potentially beating the dealer, but of course they don't know what the dealer has. So they're just going to be looking at how strong their hand is. So this case here, 3 and a 5 is pretty awful, in all honesty. Queen and an ace, we've got a pair of 7s. Obviously everybody's got a pair of 7s. got a queen and an ace here, so we have got potential for a 2 pair, or we've got an ace, queen, king, so they might be looking at that potentially. Same over here, we've got an ace over here, and they obviously won't know that this person's also got an ace, but they might think they could get maybe a pair with aces and sevens or something along those sorts of lines. So they decide whether they stay in or not. This person here, 3 and a 5 with what's out there, chances are they are not going to continue. So they will fold and you take their money. This one here might decide to give it a go. They've got an ace and a queen. So in this case here, what they're going to do is they'll give it a go, let's just say. So they're going to put double their bet in. So they put 20 in, so they have to put another 20 in on there. This one here, just going to chance it with the ace. So let's give it a go. And they're going to match their bet there as well. Once that's been done, the player will, the dealer will then reveal their cards. They're going to burn one card, and then they're going to reveal a further 2 out onto the board there. Now, the first thing that's going to happen is you have to find out whether the dealer qualifies. Now, whether the dealer qualifies or not doesn't necessarily mean that the other players won't win any money, but it does affect what they actually can win. For a dealer to qualify, they need to have a minimum of a hand, which, remember, is the 5 cards out of the 7 available to them. It's got to be a minimum of a pair of 4s for them to do what's called qualifying. So when it comes to qualifying, minimum pair of 4s, so it can't be a pair of 3s, it can't be a pair of 2s, and it can't be a high card hand. So in this case here, they've actually got 2 pair. They've got a pair of 4s and a pair of 7s, so they definitely qualify. So what we now have a look at is how things compare against the other players. So this player is already out, so I should have taken their cards away. So that player is out. If the player does decide to fold, when they fold without the other players seeing, in case they haven't already made their decision as to what they're going to do. So we've then got this one here. So this one has got a pair of 7s with a king high, sorry, pair of 7s with an ace high is what they've got there. And this one here has got a pair of 7s, again, with an ace high. But unfortunately, the dealer has got 2 pair, so the dealer is going to beat both of those. If we have a little look at our score sheet here, we can see that if the dealer qualifies but the dealer wins, both bets, anti-bet and the call bet, are lost. So unfortunately in this case, nobody wins apart from the house. Once that's done, we then take all the cards back and we start a new round. So you would then shuffle these back out again. People would put their bets in. So let's say they go for 25 each this time. And then we deal, so we burn 1, deal 1 to each, 2nd to each, 3 face up, like so. So again, we're going to compare, we're going to have a look at what our cards are, obviously without showing each other. Like so. So this one here, we've got a pair of 9s, we've got a queen, got a jack, possibility with a 10 sitting in the middle of it, but ultimately at the moment we've got a pair of 9s. This one here is ace high with a 7, not great, there's not a lot of opportunity there. We've got an ace high with a 4. Again, not a huge amount of opportunity there. This one's probably got the stronger hand at the moment with the pair of 9s, but it's very much up to the player as to what they decide to do. Because they've got aces, they might decide, well, it's worth chancing it, but obviously they don't know that the other person's got aces. So let's say on this occasion they all decide to give it a go. So again, got match bets, so 25 and 25, 25 and 25, 25 and 25. Dealer reveals their hand. Burn 1 card, deal 2, as such. Does the dealer qualify? So let's have a look at what the dealer's got. So the dealer has got a king. There's 1, 2, 3 clubs, not 4 clubs, so we haven't got a flush there. There's No, the dealer has not qualified, because if we have a look at what they've actually got here, when it comes to comparing all 7, you've got ace high, king, jack, 10, 9. There's not even a pair sitting there. So in this occasion, the dealer doesn't actually qualify. So let's have a little look at what this actually means. So we got here, the dealer, did they qualify? No, they didn't. Who's the winner? It's not applicable on this occasion here. In this situation, the anti-bet is returned. So everybody's anti-bets go back out. But they can still potentially win. In fact, they do still win on the call bet, but it's a very straightforward 1-to-1. So each player is going to get 1-to-1 for their 25s. But because the dealer didn't qualify, nobody can get any more than that. Let's do one more round. Let's just see how it comes out. So everybody puts their anti-bet in. Let's stick with the 25 again for now. Burn 1 card. 2 to each player. 3 in the centre. And people now make their decisions. See what we got. So we've got a 5 and a 6 here. We've got a pair of 6s sitting here. We've got a possibility 4, 5, 6 sitting there for a potential straight as well. We've got 5 and an 8 at the moment, just high card, but there's potential because we've got 4, 5, 6 and 8. All they need is a 7. They might decide to go for it. And here we've got a king high at the moment, no pairs, not really that much of an opportunity for a straight either. So this one here has got a pair of 6s at the moment with some potential. They might give it a go. This one here has got a 5 and an 8 with even more potential. They might give it a go. This one here most probably is going to dip out because there's not a lot of potential there for that one. So they fold, hand that in, and then without showing the other players, discard their cards. This one stayed in, so puts their call bet in. This one stays in, puts their call bet in as well. Show off the dealer cards, burn 1 card, draw 2. Does the dealer qualify? Yes, the dealer qualifies because although they've only got a pair of 3s themselves using their own cards, remember it can just be the what's in the centre here. So there is a pair of queens in the centre here. So the dealer is going to qualify in this particular situation. Now we have a look at the actual comparisons of the cards. So unfortunately, they're just 1 short of gaining a flush there. All they have got is the pair of queens and the pair of 3s. So we've got 2 pair, queens and 3s. This one here has got 2 pair, 6s and 3s. Queen and 3s versus 6s and 3s. Sorry, my mistake. Try again. Queens and 6s. Queens and 6s versus queens and 3s. This one wins. So they are going to win. And this one here, we have got 3, 4, 5, 6. We haven't got the 8. Sorry, we haven't got the 7 on that one there. So all they've got is pair of queens, and that is the lot for them. So they've got pairs, 1 pair of queens versus queens and 3s. This player loses, so this player loses everything, because if you lose against the dealer at this point, you lose everything. This one here, we have got a pair, 2 pairs of, so we've got a pair of queens and a pair of 6s versus a pair of queens and a pair of 3s. So this player is going to win. What do they actually win? So yes, the dealer qualified. Yes, the player won. Their call bet, they are going to get 1 for 1. Their anti-bet, they are going to, because it was just 2 pair, it's got to be at least a flush to get anything better than 1 for 1. So they're just going to get 1 for 1 on that one as well. And that's it. So the only thing you've just got to watch out for is if the dealer qualifies and the player wins with a higher rank of card, they will get 1 for 1 with their call bet, but with their anti-bet, they will potentially get a higher value on there. And that's it.